you know, what on earth's wrong with Nan? She looks horrible, her face. And did you see her eyes? Now, this is an unsaved person. This is an unbeliever saying that to me. And I said, I don't know, Andrew. I did know, and I didn't tell him then. I told him after the funeral what this was on that particular day. Now, this is interesting. This is on the Friday tea time. Unbeknown to me, on the Friday afternoon, my mum had been experiencing, another member of the family was there, and this was related afterwards, after my mum died, when we were sitting around my mum's bed on the Sunday tea time. She'd been dead, and we were sitting there for 2 hours around her dead body, and this came out. On the Friday afternoon, this other member of the family went, who had been involved with the Ouija board and tarot cards, and my mum clung to this other sibling, saying that somebody was out to get her. And then she said that 2 women in black were coming towards her to get her. Now, if you're going to glory, if you're going to be with Christ, that does not happen. When my dad was in hospital last year, there was a man, he was at death's door, in the opposite bed. He wasn't dying that day, but he was at death's door. And his family were around him. They were Plymouth Brethren, I'm pretty sure of it. And his face, it shone. And the difference between him and my mum was the contrast. It was so startling. But this Friday afternoon, 2 women were coming towards her to get her, arms outstretched to get her. And she felt a horrific evil presence around her bed.
Did you pick up anything?
Well, only on the Friday, yes, because that's when we picked whatever that went on the Friday afternoon. Remember, she died on the Sunday. We've only got a couple of days here where she's near death's door. She's relating this to another member of the family who's been involved. I'm now a born-again Christian. This is not going to be shown to me. This spirit is not my spirit, so this is not going to be shown to me. I thank God for that. But this was all this frightening stuff, and my mum was really very frightened about this. And on the Sunday when she was dying, we were called in the morning. I got there about midday, about 12ish. Mum's head was jerking like this, really jerking. I've never seen anything like it. Well, I've never seen anybody die. Her head was jerking, and then she laid back, and she was facing upwards. Then she faced the other sibling who had been involved with occultish material. And when Mum died, the other member of the family just said she couldn't live with the look on my mum's face when she died that Sunday. Died the Sunday tea time. She said she couldn't live with her face, and I sat there, and another member of the family sitting there. We're sitting there for 2 hours now. All this is coming out, you see. I'm learning what happened on the Friday afternoon, what happened on the Sunday. I went at 12 o'clock and I went back home at 2:30. We didn't know if she was going to die Sunday tea time. When I went back, I only had about 5-10 minutes the most with my mum. I was the last with her, holding her hand. And this member of the family was beside themselves. They couldn't live with the look that my mum had on her face, petrified, absolutely petrified. And not only that, the member of the family said Mum was like a frightened little rabbit. But I think the word petrified actually sticks with me far more than that. Then all this came out about the evil presence around the bed, the women in black, somebody trying to reach and grab my mother. She actually got hold of this member of the family and save me.
She was frightened, sure.
She was petrified. Sure. I mean, the word that came out was petrified. I mean, another member of the family just looked in amazement. She said, well, it sounds like the Grim Reaper to me. And I sat there, and I've already witnessed to these other members of the family. I sat there and I couldn't say a word. I just sat there and I thought, I know what's happened. I knew then all this that was going on. I wasn't one bit surprised. It was horrific, absolutely horrific.
I think it still has an emotional effect on you, Vivian, and I'm very glad that you agreed to come and talk to her about this today, and I hope it hasn't been too painful. But what would you like to say to somebody who's listening now, who's perhaps messing about with a Ouija
dear.
board
Oh.
or looking at the tarot cards. That's very fashionable now amongst young people. Astrology.
That's why I'm here.
Do you think all this leads it into it? They start off with this, and it goes a little bit
Start
further.
with a teacup. You can start reading like grandma, reading tea leaves in a teacup. You just don't get involved. It's an abomination to God.
You've got to get out of it, haven't they?
You've got to get out. That's
of it.
right. And Satan, he comes in. He's a great deceiver, isn't he? If you go to something like a spiritualist church, many of them will use the Bible. They say they're Christians, and you'll have a heading, not just spiritualist church, Christian spiritualist church. The word spiritualist is hidden right in between, just slightly disguised there. They'll use the Bible, they'll have the cross. You can get, really sucked into this. The occult is on the rise. I don't like sitting here making films. We could all be doing something better than this, couldn't we? And we know we've got a better life to go to, and Mum could have had this too. And the tragic thing, as I said before, the tragic thing is she thought she was going to go to that better life, and many think this is of a Christian nature. It's not at all. It's an abomination, and you die without Christ.
So you're saying spiritualism, get out of it, get away from it as soon as you can.
Yeah, and repent. You must ask God for forgiveness for ever being involved.
Seek the Lord whilst he may be found.
Yes.
We neither know the time nor the place.
No, we don't. No.
Well, there's just a little account of Vivian's last few days with her mother. I know she's found it very, very painful. I'm very, very glad that she made the effort to come here and talk about it. But she's just come here to talk about it, not because she wants to sort of tell me about it, but she wants to warn everybody out there who perhaps is into spiritualism and dabbling about it or thinking with it. Finally, what would you like to say to someone who wants to turn to the Lord? What would you recommend, something they'd read in the New Testament? What's helped you in the New Testament when you've sort of been a bit low? There's a little Bible
Psalms.
verse.
No, just go to Psalms.
What psalm would that be?
I don't know.
So
just start with Psalms.
Psalms has given you some spiritual comfort.
I think anything in the Bible, really, you can go to. Psalms is a particularly lovely book to go to for any comfort and cheer. The whole Bible is comfort and cheer. Just being in God's presence is comfort and cheer.
Yeah. Well, I hope we're in His presence today, and I hope this message that's gone out today will reach as many people as possible. Let us know whether you've been affected by what Vivian said, or whether you've got this in your family or not. The occult is on the rise worldwide, not just in this country. Well, once again, on behalf of this ministry, I'd like to thank Vivian, Sister Vivian, for coming to us and talking to about this. Once again, thank you very much for listening. Maranatha, and we hope to talk to you soon. Thank you and goodbye. And thank you, Vivian.
Thank you.